So you can see this girl can do some work. She can put in some damage. Welcome back to the channel. It's time for War 8 of the season, number 4 SSX up against number 6 PBT, and we got the rank 3 7-star Maestro boss again. So pumped up. We're gonna get to bring Kushala, and she's gonna take another fight in the War 2. We have 6 total, 2 mini bosses. I'm getting to bring in my dream team. Absolutely one of my dream teams. Here we go. Rank 3 Kushala, Ascended, rank 5 Masacre, and then rank 2 Chavez. And there's 3 things I really want you to pay attention to. I will explain them before we start each fight. Let's jump into this now. This is going to be a hazard shift fight. This is going to be Masacre versus Man-Thing. Now, there's the attacker tactic and the defender tactic, right? Because of that, Masacre can essentially take no damage from these incinerates, these poisons, and that sorts of things. The whole plan here was I need to hit into block, make sure I get enough debuffs up on Man-Thing. Then I'm going to parry, and I'm going to land a heavy. That's going to make the slow go on Man-Thing, which will take care of so much thing. This is all due to the defender tactic and the attacker tactic. But you can see right now it is working perfectly, so we just want to get a nice parry here. The other cool thing is this is helping me ignite my bat. Now, there's 2 things, actually, I said there'd be 1. There's 2 things I want you to pay attention to in all of these Masacre fights, because now we're ignited, we've got the slow up. I just need to remember to keep landing that slow, and then also bait the specials. Don't let Man-Thing go red. Here's the 2 things. I want you to pay attention to how much incinerate damage Masacre does, right? We've talked about this, the big SP2 under the block, but it's the incinerate damage doing a tremendous amount before you get to that SP2, right? Look at this. He's at 54, 53% health. This is tier 1 Masters, number 6 ranked alliance in the world, and they're placing great defenders, and there it was. And that's part of what allows that SP2 outside of these like crit me metas to do all that tremendous damage. The other thing I want you to pay attention to, in case I forget to mention in the next Masacre fight, is how easily I reignite, get his bat reignited by landing my heavy. It's really gonna come into play when we take in that mini boss hole. It's a very, very difficult fight, but you're gonna see it come into play. And I think against Scorpion too, it's really awesome. So now we do have a hazard shift. Now, Kushala is not tactic at all. She is rank 3, but she is not tactic. And yes, I did get to help be part of the design process. I got to be part of the design process for Kushala with my dear friend, Daddy Longlegs, amazing designer for Kabam, and we've been friends for like 5-6 years. So here we go. She actually is Incinerate immune. She does have Ghost Rider, right? The Spirit of Vengeance. It's a really cool comic. I highly suggest you read it. Now there's Feed Indestructible and Power Focus 1. Ultimately, and I was told, like, they're like, just hit her when you're in Incinerate. And I'll admit, I'm still a little new to her, right? She has these 3 blessings: the Blessing of Wisdom, Blessing of Justice, Blessing of Power. One happens when you well-timed block, the other one happens when you land heavy, the other one when you intercept. And I want to keep them up as best as I can. They are helpful. They're really helping her ability accuracy, which plays into her kit. And we'll talk about that more as we go along. But I was so excited to bring her. I'm also, as you can probably tell, I do not feel well. This is probably the best I've felt all day, because I'm so excited to make this video. But I don't feel well, and you're gonna see that in here. And I'm like, I can't believe I hit into him while he was poisoned. I'm just going to play this relatively passively, and in 40 seconds, we have him already at 50% health. So you can see this girl can do some work. She can put in some damage. Look at this. I mean, we've landed 1 special. We don't have any of our blessings up. And like I said, I'm just gonna play it very, very carefully. Once I saw I made that mental mistake, I'm like, just play this calmly. I can land my parries, which is great. It helps me buy time, but also I'm getting that blessing up, which is gonna help me with my ability accuracy, which means I'm gonna get more of those orange. It looks like the Incinerate, but it's actually just a buff that does nothing. The Kushala uses as fuel for her Nullify off her SP1, so that Indestructible didn't matter. We land all of our Incinerates. It's the next fight. We're really gonna get to see more of her kit at play. Lots of damage, over a million. So that was awesome. You can use her utility. She does have utility too. Those immunities of Incinerate and Bleed, I believe it is, right? Incinerate and Bleed of the Ghost Riders there. Moving on to my next lane. I had a moment where in the morning I had taken some of my medicine, got some caffeine going in me, and I was like, I got a little bit of clarity. I want to take these fights, get them done, which was awesome. And we'll talk about another fight there, Chavez, doing Chavez thing. So here you go. I'm not going to be able to place the slow, I think, on this one. If I remember correctly, this is odd. This shows you I really wasn't feeling well. But I really just want to remind this is Masacre versus the Scorpion. This has like power efficiency stuff. I'm not sure. In fact, it made me wonder if there was something I was missing as I go into this fight. Scorpion can be a tricky defender, right? We all are aware of that evade. So my plan for this one was I did want to try to land the slow debuff, and I'm remembering I don't think I ever do. In fact, I think I try it with the heavy and it doesn't go on, right? Maybe because we don't have the debuffs. Gosh, that's great. See, talking it through, I told you I'm not feeling that great. But the important part here is I don't want him evading, so I'm going to try to just stun him and hit him when he's stunned, or as you can see, I just really shorten my combos. As I talked about, there's two things I really wanted you to see in these Masacre fights. One of them was the massive incinerate damage. Look at this. The game is having trouble even calculating it into those like per ticks that we're used to seeing. That I've seen 1,000, I'm seeing 532. This is all the incinerate damage. Where like we finally get the slow up because I had the debuffs. You have to have the debuffs up to get slow. Okay, fine. That was all incinerate damage. That was all Masacre and incinerate damage. Pretty impressive. You can really get that even cycled with the SP1, right? Monday, for kicks and giggles, we may go and see how high we can get that. Now, we're going to go on to this, and this is what I want to show you with the America Chavez fight. This is going to be that inevitable power, rich get richer, right? So Hulkling's got that power gain already. Then he's got all those buffs, so he should be gaining a lot. And where I've had my fights go wrong with America Chavez, and where I see them often go wrong in the fights where she can take them and she can take a ton, is when people try to just play her. They try to max her out. You try to get all of her dimensions up, right? And you get her dimensions up by canceling out her heavy at various times. Well, in this fight, it's your negative zone, which is you let the heavy finish off. You can see I have 3 of them now, and I'm just concentrating on that. She hits hard enough that she doesn't need it, especially in a fight where the opponent has all these buffs, just like Hulkling does. We're 30 seconds into the fight. I think this was an ascended 300k health Hulkling. He's already at 50% health. We're gonna throw SB3, which I know hits pretty darn hard. It's gonna give us all of our dimensions. We're fine. It's the power control where this can go awry, or if Hulkling goes unblockable. So I knew I missed the parry. I got the heck out of dodge. I don't want him going unblockable and hitting into me. And I'm just gonna finish him off because I can't. She hits that hard, right? In fact, if I had thrown my special one and thrown my my striker, probably could have just finished him off right there. But I wanted to be safe. I wanted to get this done. Like I said, I wasn't feeling well. I was aware of that, so I didn't want to try anything too fancy. Now we went into this fight. This originally wasn't assigned to me. This is the first mini boss here against this Adam Warlock, and I was pretty hesitant to take it. Like I said multiple times now, I wasn't feeling well. But Tom Jarvis, one of my battle group leaders, is like, look, I'm going to be out, and I'm aware your time, being me, Vega, your time is limited when you can actually concentrate on war, especially on weekends. If you get the opportunity to take this fight, go ahead and do it. And so he sent me his video, having done it in his last war. And essentially what I'm just going to do is I'm going to play against Adam Warlock. I'm just going to bait his special ones over and over, and I need to punish them. That'll help me get around this whole missing in action portion of it and the return policy. In a way, the return policy kind of helps work into it, because you're going to see he's just going to have SP1s over and over and over. I'm going to bait them. I'm going to evade them. I'm then going to punish it. The other thing I really needed to remember was his whole pod that he gets at 20% health, I believe it is. And so I was like, okay, I can do this. And like I just told you, America Chavez hits hard enough if the opponent has buffs that, like, yes, you ideally would love to get up all of your dimensions, but you don't have to. Watch this. This is Boss Island mini boss Adam Warlock. I learned how to evade and punish the heavy, which was great, or the SP1. You know how to do that for Battlegrounds. And then when he has his sovereign buff, if he hits your block, he's then going to go unblockable, right? Just like from playing him in general. So those were the things I wanted to remember, and I'm really proud of it. At the end of this fight, I'm gonna believe I miss a parry, and he's got his sovereign, and I'm gonna back out of it. I was really proud of myself for that play, especially for a fight I had never taken before, and you know, about an hour or two earlier, I did not know I was gonna take. There it is with the specials costing less, but that's fine. I knew how to evade it and punish it, get that down, and so we're good. We're good to go here. And you can see I am trying to get up my various dimensions, just to up my power a little bit. Not feeling great. That was a bad decision. I spent him to his SP2, and I didn't want to deal with that because that causes the pod and all that stuff. He comes in, hits my block, I miss the parry, I immediately back out. Luckily for me, he goes, I think he went for his own heavier, so he did something there. And that worked out just fine, and then go and punish it, and we're in a minute. So that's what America Chavez can do. Like I said, that's where I've seen fights with her go awry, is people try too hard to get up all of their dimensions instead of just remembering why she's taking that fight. It's kind of like when she takes Ebony Maw, you want to make sure you're hitting him, knocking him down, you know, with that heavy and all that stuff too. So you want to play that. All right, so here we go. Now, this is a really awesome fight. I took it in a previous war, but I was so down because I had died to the boss, which is something I just don't typically do, that I forgot to talk about how amazing this fight is. So this is Stunning Reflection, right? So if we stun him, we got big problems, but if we can get up and incinerate, then we can stun him, right? But we got to make sure we get our incinerate up, which means we've got to get ignited. There's polka dot power, meaning we can't gain any power, but once we get up our incinerates, we're going to start gaining power. Plus, there's the brute force, which puts a little pressure on you to be like, you can't just willy-nilly around. You got to be hitting this guy. So the whole plan here was to get ignited. We're going to get ignited by hitting into his block. I mean, if he gives us openings to hit him, obviously we will do it. Get up our debuffs because he's a tactic defender as well. And then make sure we get the heavy down. And I showed you the heavy space in the last one. You're going to see it again here. But also how much that helps me get my bat reignited. I'm pretty sure it was this fight too. I know, I believe it happened in the Man-Thing fight here. So I didn't want to leave anything to chance. I didn't want to leave anything to chance. I don't want to do that anyways in war. But like I said, not feeling great. This is 520,000 health. Watch how much damage Masacre puts out in his incinerates. I want to get this word out so much because you know, got an ascendant Masacre here. I think people need to know. So we've got the withers up. We've now got the slow. I need to remember to continue doing that. I still can't stun Hulk though because I'm not ignited. I don't have any incinerates on him. So let's go ahead and let's get that. Let's get that. And I want to make sure I keep that slow up. So I'm going to try to bait the heavy because I can punish it with my heavy. And there we go. We've got our incinerates up. We've got our slow. Look at this. He's at 70. Look at his health. He is melting away. This Hulk is melting away. He had 500,000 health. We're 30 seconds into the fight. One that took me time to get ramped, to get going, and he's melting. He's melting. Look at this. There was a part of me, honestly, at this part where I was like, I think just for the video's sake, I don't think I ever want to throw the special 2. I'm just going to kill him with the incinerates. And then I was like, you moron. You've been playing this whole time very conservatively, very safely because you know you're not feeling well. Do not give Hulk a chance to ruin this and then hurt your whole alliance. So fortunately, that was just a very fleeting thought. 500,000 health in 46 seconds. You see how much of that was incinerates, right? It was a lot. It was a lot. We did do the special 2 there at the end. The basic attacks are hitting hard. And I think once we did land the parry, we've got a nice fury too. So keep that in mind. But I mean, that's Masacre. That's what he can do. The tactic was helping him with what the defensive tactic was helping Hulk with. If you remove both of them, the fight looks the same. All right, so here we go. This is the big boy. I show you guys this stuff. I got to do this exact fight 2 wars ago. I died to it. I talked about what I was going to learn from it. I was going to parry more because I want to get up my Blessing of Wisdom, right? When either champion performs a well-timed block, it allows Kushala to block unblockable attacks from non-science champions. Cool. Here's the more important part. And passively regenerate 25% of the damage taken from blocked hits. We're going to be doing a lot of that because we're going to be block baiting this Maestro so that we can also knock him down, which is great for his defensive kit, great for us with his defensive kit. And then we can also gain the Blessing of Justice when either champion is struck by the first hit of a heavy attack, making it makes the opponent more aggressive. Cool. So I can get my intercept, which is the last blessing, and then increases the potency of Kushala's damage effect by 10%. And then of course, remember, all of these are increasing our ability accuracy. He's got his glancing, and it's going to help me get my buffs on him, right? So I've now placed those buffs, those ignition buffs. Like I said, it looks like an orange incinerate there. I unfortunately used a little bit of my indestructible boost. Now I had practiced baiting his SP1 and parrying it because that was going to help me get my Blessing of Wisdom from the well-timed block. Of course, I don't expect him to get stunned, but that was a big part of it. Like all of these in practice, I was nailing those parries. I was often getting between 1 and 2. A couple times I got 3, but rarely I was like, if I can just get 1 or 2, I am very, very happy. I've switched over my relic to the rejuvenate, and right about now I'm like, damn, I'm winning this fight, but not to the portion that I really be wanting to. And I did get this question in the last war videos. Why didn't I use SP1? It's because that incinerate it would get placed off the nullify, and this Hulk, this version of Hulk, is incinerate immune. Right here, you saw how much damage was done. It's because I have no Blessing of Wisdom, and I didn't land any parries there. This is not looking good. And right about now, I was like, no, this is not, I am not dying. This is her first boss fight as a rank 3. Yes, this is a very tough fight, but I am not dying with Kushala. I'm not letting her down because she can do this. It's a tough fight, but she can do this. So it's like, whatever I got to do, like, just stop with this. So I land the parry. And it's weird how you can talk. There I landed again. It was like all of a sudden, all the stuff I had been practicing was coming back. But he's in his cosmic mode. I'm taking that cosmic radiation damage, right? We parry that. I'm now like, I am rooted right in the specials, but I can parry it. He did so much damage through my block, and we did not regenerate some of that back because it was like his extra burst damage, but it still helped. You saw how much better it was when I had the 3 blessings up versus the non. And now I'm like, okay, Kushala's going to do her thing. He's got all his buffs. We're going to land our soul barbs. He's out of his cosmic mode. The SP2 is really easy to dex. Just keep cool, baby. Just keep cool. You got this. You got this. Trust Kushala. And that was the whole plan. That was the whole plan. We're gaining our power. I know how to do this. I got a little worried there. I didn't parry, but I was like, we're going to survive. If we can just get to our SP2, we'll be fine. I land the heavy for that extra ability accuracy, which I really didn't need to do because I can see we've already got the 10 buffs, but hey, you know, a little bit extra never hurts anybody. Nice little parry there, right? It came back. It was like I talked myself into it. It was almost like I needed to get slapped upside the head to wake myself up. There we go. Kushala can do it. It's great. I'm not saying it's an easy fight. I am definitely not. Obviously, I can play it better. I can land more of those parries, and so I don't get into that trouble to begin with. But as you can see, once I would like stop, I mentally stopped the fight, and I was like, I am not dying today. This is not happening. You can see how much she can just take the fight by the throat and definitely crush it. Just like Prince Yoshi showed us in a video like 3 war videos ago. So grateful for that. She can definitely handle it. Rank 3 versus rank 3. He's a very tough defender. You got to play it well. You can see how easily that could have gone wrong. But we came through, pumped up. My first boss fight with my girl Kushala. Actually got to be part of the design process with a great friend in a game that I love playing. It will blow my mind from now until forever. And of her first boss fight as a rank 3, we get it down. I just could not be more pumped. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the score, and then we're going to take a look at the season stats. Okay, as I head off to bed, I'm very excited to wake up and see what the score is in the morning. We're at 137 attacker kills. We're almost done now. All those are going to be tough fights. They're all tough fights, a lot of pressure. So who knows where this ends up. We've died twice. So we are well ahead of them, as you can see on the attacker kill side, but we are losing on the defender kill side. Time-wise, it's looking relatively close. They probably are a little bit ahead of us as far as pacing is concerned, but they've got boss fights and things like that ahead of them. So we will see. I'm very excited to wake up and see the results of this one. PBT, Great War Alliance. So who knows? But let's go ahead and check out those season stats. All right, stats so far in the season. Like I said, I did skip a war. I will get it out because it's a phenomenal war with Absorbing Man and Iron Man. Iron Man, as you can see, has now taken the second most amount of fights for me. It's phenomenal. He's great. I need to get the word out more and more on how good he is. I see people being disappointed they're pulling the 7-star from the Titan, and I'm like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. He's fantastic. If I pull him, you're going to see me being very excited, even though I already have the rank 5 6-star. So SSX, currently we are 6-1. We are 4th in Masters. I've got 36 kills on the season with 1 death. I'm very comfortable with that ratio. I'm actually pretty proud of it. 9 total champions have come in, getting to use the diversity of my roster, have some fun with that. That's fantastic, feels good. Boss kills, we're up on the 1. If you've been watching enough of my war videos over the years, you know that's something that I feel like I'm better at than my otherwise skill set is at that time. I think I've gotten pretty good at the game, and I'm pumped up that I got to do a boss kill here for us. We face some more Maestros, clean it up, and get it done even better. I did have that death 2 wars ago, so our current streak is at 10. America Chavez still leading the way, doing a phenomenal job. Iron Man, Kate, and Masacre not that far behind. I'm glad I'm getting those Masacre assignments now because I feel like I'm being helpful and helping us with fights that were otherwise maybe a little tougher to path and things like that. So that's been a lot of fun. It does have a cool synergy with Kushala. Photon, she's now going to be placed on defense, so we're probably going to see her stay there at this ranking for the rest of the season. We'll see. And then Kushala, right? I'd love to see that grow. She's got the immunity. She's got the nullify. She can do a little bit with the ability power rate there. Of course, the heal back on damage. And then you see, I mean, I imagine she might be good for other bosses too, is because that node puts buffs on the defender. So unless they're nullify immune, those incinerates might stack up pretty high. And then we've got Spork, CGR, and of course my Ascended Absorbing Man coming in too. Thank you so much for watching. As you know, I love War. I love getting these videos out. I feel like they're a great way to showcase champions and how powerful they can be. And it's not always the ones at the top of tier lists and things like that. So thank you so much for watching. I hope your War season is going phenomenally. Take care.